Go to overcomecompulsivehoarding.co.uk/online therapy to get 20% off your first month of cognitive behavioural therapy, with weekly sessions online with a therapist, in addition to worksheets, a journal, meditation and yoga videos, and unlimited messaging. There's strong evidence that CBT can help people who hoard, and accessing therapy online can be affordable and accessible. Find out more and get your discount at overcomecompulsivehoarding.co.uk/online therapy.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds. At Mint Mobile, we like to do the opposite of what Big Wireless does. They charge you a lot, we charge you a little. So naturally, when they announced they'd be raising their prices due to inflation, we decided to deflate our prices due to not hating you. That's right. We're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month slows. Full terms at mintmobile.com.
A lot can happen in the next 3 years. Like a chatbot may be your new best friend. But what won't change? Needing health insurance. United Healthcare Tri-Term Medical Plans are available for these changing times. Underwritten by Golden Rule Insurance Company, they offer budget-friendly, flexible coverage for people who are in between jobs or missed open enrollment. The plans last nearly 3 years in some states, with access to a nationwide network of doctors and hospitals. So for whatever tomorrow brings, United Healthcare Tri-Term Medical Plans may be for you. Learn more at uh1.com.
Hey there, it's Michelle Norris. I'm host of a podcast called Your Mama's Kitchen. When I travel, I'm usually looking for a way to find a taste of home when I'm not at home. And one of the things I love to do when I am at home is entertain. And Airbnb allows me to do that. When I was in California recently, I rented a house that had a great kitchen. And when we were sitting around the table, we were all thinking, we're in someone else's house. Someone could be in all of our homes as well. If you have a home, but you're not always at home, you have an Airbnb. Your home might be worth more than you think. Find out how much at airbnb.com/host.
Welcome to the Overcome Compulsive Hoarding with That Hoarder podcast. I am drowning in stuff and trying to find a way out. Listen as I explore the issues and delve deep as somebody profoundly affected by hoarding disorder. Find out more, including links to subscribe to the podcast, at overcomecompulsivehoarding.co.uk, and follow me on Twitter at ThatHoarder and on Facebook at facebook.com/ThatHoarder. We've all seen those TV programs about hoarders, mostly from America. Somebody is in a desperate situation. They may be about to be evicted, or they may be about to have their children taken away because of their hoarding, and they need results quickly. It may be them who asked for help, or it may be somebody else, somebody in their family or their friends, and a team comes in and helps them to clear their property. Now, this isn't done in a thoughtful, sensitive way to make it as easy and seamless as possible for the person who's struggling. This isn't done in a way that will have long-lasting results for the person who's struggling. It's done in a way that provides great entertainment to the viewing public. And in order to provide entertainment, one of the things it does is force the hoarder into a situation where they are pressurized to do things they are not ready to do. They are pressurized to get rid of things in vast quantities when they are not ready to. They are pressurized to let everything go when they're not ready to. And they can't cope, and they melt down, or they cry, or they go on strike, or they refuse to go any further, or they tell the cameras to go. They can't cope. This is not the way to assist somebody to change the way they live. This is the way to get somebody to dig their heels in and refuse to let anything go because getting rid of things was already difficult and is now associated with horrible pressurizing people looking at you in disgust when they see the way you live and making you feel shit about every little item that you own. Programs about hoarders exist so that viewers can look into the home of somebody who's struggling and laugh at them. And that's not okay. People with hoarding disorder have a mental illness that is just as real as bipolar or schizophrenia or depression. And we have mostly got to a place in society where we don't put somebody with depression on TV to laugh at them and be disgusted by them. With hoarders, we are still an exhibit in a zoo where people can point and look and gasp and go, oh my God, how can she live like that? Thank God I don't live like that. The treatment on these shows isn't treatment that any responsible therapist would recommend as far as I'm concerned, and as far as what I've seen. There is some surface level chat about where the problem came from. Often it's to do with bereavement or trauma or poverty, and 1 or 2 meetings with a therapist that can be quite useful, and then the crews come into your home and take over, and the hoarder in the situation panics and can't cope with what comes. This leads to entertaining TV, and it doesn't give a shit about the person who is being exposed, who is in a desperate situation, who is perhaps facing their last opportunity to keep their child or keep their home, but who has this mental illness that makes them irrational about things, stuff. Hoarders, we all have a weird relationship with stuff. The people on these shows are no exception. I'm not criticizing any particular brand of show. I've not been a keen watcher of any of them, but I've seen enough from enough different production companies to know that there are themes that run through them all. Of course, a more responsible approach to helping hoarders clear their homes would be much less entertaining as a TV programme. It would involve a lot more talking and a lot more respect for people's property and a lot less screaming and crying. I'd certainly rather watch the more responsible version, I have to say, but I guess that's not what sells. But if you know a hoarder, or if you think you understand about hoarding from these shows, you really need to rethink, to be honest. These aren't respectful programs. They're not. And by watching them, you're contributing to an environment where the stigma of hoarding is not going away. Thanks for listening. Thank you for listening to the Overcome Compulsive Hoarding podcast. You can find more online at overcomecompulsivehoarding.co.uk. You can find me on Twitter at @thathoarder and on Facebook at Overcome Compulsive Hoarding with That Hoarder. To find out more about how you can support this podcast and the overall project, go to overcomecompulsivehoarding.co.uk/support and do subscribe to this podcast so you make sure you don't miss any future episodes.
Hey everyone, Craig Robinson here. I want you to check out the Ways to Win podcast, brought to you by Ford and the new 2024 Ford F-150 truck. On Ways to Win, Coach Cal and I will discuss leadership lessons we've learned. We know all about the days spent perfecting your craft outside of the limelight and have knowledge to share about how strength, inspiration, encouragement, and adaptability are the key ingredients to drive toward your dreams. And those same ingredients can be found in the new 2024 Ford F-150 truck. So check out my podcast, Ways to Win, and also check out the new 2024 Ford F-150 truck. Learn more at Ford.com. Built Ford tough, built Ford proud.